All across the United States, community college leaders are facing financial issues regarding the sources and allocation of funds, the implications of tuition and student aid, and ways to balance income and expenditures. The same can be said for community college funding in Nebraska. In the state of Nebraska, community colleges are funded through tuition, local property tax, and state aid. The funding partnership between the legislature and the community college system has changed considerably over the past few decades. In the late 80s, the Community College Aid Cash Fund Program, also called Program 99, was created by the legislature to provide additional funding which ranged from about $300,000 to $400,000 per year. This program discontinued during the 2002-2003 fiscal year. In 1997, the Property Tax Relief and Equalization Program, known as Program 152, was created to provide additional state aid to colleges that were not able to raise 40% of their budgets through property tax levies. This was extremely helpful until 2000, when state revenues began to decrease drastically. At this time, the legislature could no longer provide property tax relief through the community colleges. In 2007, Nebraska legislature passed LB 342 to confirm that there is no longer an aspect in the community college formula for full funding. The local effort rate, commonly referred to as LER or local tax levy, changes from year to year depending on the amount of money appropriated by the legislature. The basis of this formula is needs minus resources equals state aid. Through this current formula, Nebraska community college funding is made up of 35% state aid, 40% local property tax, and 25% tuition. Tuition and fees, along with property tax rates, are determined by each local community college board. The board takes into consideration the state allocations from each year by the legislature. That being said, tuition levels fluctuate from year to year. From 1984 to 2007, tuition dollars have ranged from 10% to 25% of community college funding. Although tuition rates differ at each institution, all community colleges in Nebraska charge tuition based on residency. At Southeast Community College in Nebraska, Nebraska residents are charged $60.50 per credit hour per term, and out-of-state students are charged $74.50 per credit hour per term. Southeast charges a student services fee of $1.25 per credit hour for all students. Students are also charged a graduation fee of $25 upon completion of their degree. Community college funding formulas have become more complex all across the country, but there are two constants. One, every state uses some measure of enrollment as the centerpiece of its allocation process. And two, rapidly increasing enrollment usually means more poorly prepared students, more part-time faculty, and crowded classes without funding sufficient to compensate for the lost efficiency.